to another edition of PrepsBox Live. I am your host,
Alex Jankowski.
Now, first of all, I just wanted to thank all of the 129 viewers who stopped by for our season premiere this past week, even though I'm sure about 50 of those were just my parents back home in Buffalo. Hi, Mom and Dad. As you can see, we had set a goal for 5,000 views, and we did fall a tad short, but that's okay. We're not down on it. You know, it's just a first step. We knew we weren't going to be drawing American Sniper type numbers. We're just happy we still had a better opening week than Mordecai did. And now as we move forward for the second episode of PrepsBox Live, let's talk a little bit about what's going to be on the show this week. There were 6 playoff games that I was able to get out to, which is awesome because now our cup runneth over with highlights to show you, and we'll get to all those later. We are going to start though with our 3-star segment, so let's jump right into that. Our 3rd star this week is going to be Ben Lindhall of San Luis Obispo Soccer. He's a senior forward. He scored 2 goals this past week as the Tigers won in both the wild card and the first round of the Division III playoffs. He's going to be going to Cal Poly Pomona this next year, so congratulations to Ben on that. And the Tigers will be hosting Redlands East Valley this Wednesday at 4 p.m. in the second round. Our 2nd star of the week, we went to the basketball court and picked out Quentin Adlish of Mission Prep Boys Basketball. Now, if you recall last week when Brandon Jones was our 1st star, we did say that, when you think of Mission Prep Basketball, you think of Quentin Adlish, and he showed why against Lompoc this past week. He had a 2nd triple-double of the year, 27 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, as the Royals ran past the Braves 90-67. Now, was it as good as his 50-point, 11-rebound, 10-assist performance against St. Joe's? You know, maybe it's not as flashy or eye-popping, but, I mean, it is the playoffs, and he brought it when he needed to. So congratulations to Quentin Adlish for being our 2nd star of the week. Our 1st star, we go back to the soccer pitch, and we actually picked out 2 players, both from Arroyo Grande Soccer. We went with Josephine Graber on the girls' team and Hassana Cassidy on the boys' team. Both teams won in the first round, and both players, that is, scored 2 goals in the win. So why would we even try to, differentiate between the 2 of them? Graber came off the bench to score 2 goals for the first time in her career in a win over San Marcos, whereas Cassidy, who last year, you'll remember, was the league's most valuable player as a freshman, continued his strong sophomore campaign this year. He had 2 second-half goals as the Eagles defeated Oxnard, it was. Yes, Oxnard. They won 3-1. Now, we will be going forward with those highlights. We're actually going to start in the pool. Last week, we had Stephen Allen of Arroyo Grande Girls Water Polo on, and we previewed what was going forward for them as the 1st seed in the Division III playoffs. They got started in the Division III bracket, as I said, and they faced Flint Ridge Sacred Heart in the first round. So let's get to those highlights. Some good passing here leads to a goal for Isabella Manuele. Rebecca Hernandez here breaks free, but feeds the ball to Arden Taylor, who scores one of her 3 goals. The Eagles scored the first 10 goals of the match. And AG did what number 1 seeds do, winning easily 12-2. The Eagles will face Mira Costa on Wednesday in the quarterfinals in Irvine. Now down in Nipomo, the boys basketball team got to open their Division IV AA playoffs at home, but had to do so against the 5th-seeded Notre Dame of Sherman Oaks. Let's get to the highlights. Turnovers and missed shots dug Nipomo in a 21-2 hole. But a team-high 13 points from Luke Wallenius helped the Titans storm back. Here he finds Matt Ramsey for a deep-leaning 3-pointer. Trevor Small here with an and 1 as Nipomo came out and scored 27 points in the 2nd quarter to draw within 5. Isaiah Ojeda knocked down 3 3-pointers in the 3rd quarter to help keep things close. But too many turnovers resulted in a 73-49 loss for the Titans. And now we move to the soccer pitch, where undefeated Arroyo Grande girls soccer team opened its Division III playoffs at home against San Marcos. The Eagles, who came into the game boasting 16 shutouts, controlled play early, as KK Parker and Bree Welch here combined for a scoring chance that was turned aside. But Josephine Graber got AG on the board from the help of Bree Welch, who had the assist. The Eagles made it 2-0 just before halftime when KK Parker used an aggressive move and was hauled down in the box, resulting in a penalty kick, which Elizabeth Hyde here converted to put the Eagles up by 2 going into halftime. Welch added her 25th goal of the year, and Graber scored again as the Eagles rolled 4-0. Now, speaking of rolled, that's exactly what the Mission Prep girls basketball team did in the opening round of the Division 5 AA girls basketball playoffs. They hosted a severely overmatched Providence team from Santa Barbara, and they did their best not to embarrass them, but it got ugly quick. The Royals forced 39 turnovers. I'm told that's not a typo. 39 turnovers in the win. Mission Prep even played its junior varsity for most of the contest. And they still rolled to a 60-4 win. The Royals will face Aquinas in the quarterfinals. And now back and forth we go from Mission Prep back to Doug Hitchens Stadium, where the Eagles of Arroyo Grande boys soccer team opened its Division III playoffs at home against Oxnard. Now AG struck first when Joseph Goryance roofs home this cross from Danny Romero to put the Eagles up 1-0. Hosanna Cassidy, our co-first star of the week, makes it 2-0 with this nifty move around the keeper and finish to make the score 2-0, as I said already. I like to repeat myself. Now Oxnard was able to pull within 1 with 4 minutes to go on this long strike by Ramiro Rodriguez from about 25 yards out. But Cassidy again comes through in the clutch, adding this insurance tally with a spectacular header on a Christian Marino free kick for the 3-1 final score. Now last but not least, we're going to head back to Coates Court at Mission Prep, where the 2-seeded boys basketball team hosted a physical 15-seed Lompoc squad, but Lompoc was not able to establish their dominance down low because the Royals came flying out of the gate. They hit their first 5 3-pointers, and well, because we can, we're going to show you every single one of those 3-pointers. Let's start things off with Matthew Blaney hitting from the right wing. And Blaney again, this time from the left wing. Here's Kyle Stewart nailing the 3rd triple for Mission. Carter Graham gobbles up the 4th. And the aforementioned Adlish, even with a hand in his face, is able to knock down the 5th. The Mission Prep offense continued to score at will with a season-high 90 points, cruising to a 90-67 victory and advancing to the quarterfinals. A lot of highlights. Thanks for sticking through it all. No interview this week. A lot of other busy things going on, and we wanted to keep this right around at 10 minutes. So we'll move forward. We picked a tweet of the week because, it's always great to see what people are saying. So we're going to highlight one of those, and that'll be Kai Javogue of Nipomo High Football. Kai, who incidentally, this is just pure coincidence that his avatar photo is the front page of a Tribune newspaper from when they won a CIF title. But his tweet in regards to Nipomo getting their championship rings, he wrote, "Jules looking like I found a treasure map." And as you can see here, his emoji game and hashtag game is on point. Hashtag Nipomo stand up. And he also had a photo there of the championship ring. So congrats to Kai, not only on a CIF title, but on being our tweet of the week. As always, feedback is encouraged. I can be found on Twitter at the PrepsBox. Also use the hashtag PrepsBoxLive If you're out at a game, if you got a photo or a funny video you want to send along, we're looking to share anything and everything that you got. So send them my way. That'll do it for the second edition. Thanks for sticking around. I am your host,
Alex Jankowski.
And thanks for stepping in the PrepsBox.